A championship on the line tonight in Las Vegas. It is the second ever and second annual NBA in-season competition, the 2024 Emirates NBA Cup. Tonight in Las Vegas, in Sin City, between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Thunder, a 5-point favorite to win the Cup tonight with a total of 215 and a hook. Joe, we have reached the stage, the championship of the second ever in-season competition around the association. These games have been incredible. The atmospheres have felt the intensity of a playoff matchup. And with a title at stake tonight in Las Vegas, what are you expecting to see?
Yeah, I expect a blowout, if we're being honest here. I think OKC runs them off the court here, Ben. I don't see that. The energy on the defensive side of the ball against Giannis is going to be over the top. I think that they're going to force anybody else to try to make some shots here. And quite honestly, I don't trust the Milwaukee defense to even come remotely close to slowing the Oklahoma City Thunder down offensively. I think they'll get what they want. I think Hartenstein's set to have a absolutely monster game. And I think ultimately it's going to be fun to watch back and forth until Oklahoma City just wears down the Milwaukee Bucks here, who, by the way, have their big three all listed as questionable 24 hours ago. We'll see if there's anything more to that. But, I mean, I want everyone to watch this tonight, Ben, and then think, what would this team be like if Chet Holmgren was on the court?
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
Joe, they already are the Western Conference favorites. They already have the second best price to win the NBA championship. We expected OKC to play in monumental games like this one entering this year. Oklahoma City has lived up to that billing. Joe, although they might not win the Cup tonight, if you are correct, and as the odds makers expect, with the Thunder laying 5 points in Las Vegas, the Bucks have used the NBA Cup to resurrect their season. They entered their first game in group action against Toronto as a 2-8 basketball team in 2024-25. They have won 12 of their previous 15 to get to this stage tonight. Now, I do also want to talk about the total. 215 and a hook is where the number stands right now. We have talked about the intensity, the atmospheres of these games. Every other game throughout a run to the NBA Cup has counted to your regular season record, right? We are trying to incentivize the regular season in the NBA. This game does not. But the reason I bring up the total is because that intensity has been there. We have seen great defense. Both of these teams in their semifinal Saturday showdowns in Las Vegas played well to the under. OKC limited Houston to just 96 points. How much offense do we see tonight in Sin City?
I think you're going to see exactly the same thing. I mean, listen, OKC is not going to want to get into some sort of three-ball contest here with Lillard on the other side. What I do think is that whoever you think is going to lose this game, you should probably look at their team total under because I just don't see it happening. The Thunder have a million long athletic wings to defend and throw at Damian Lillard, Middleton, AJ Green, you name it. I think they're going to force it's just going to be Giannis or bust at some point in this game. So I like his point prop to go over here tonight, but I just don't see it being enough because of the defensive effort by OKC. I don't think this is going to be a up-tempo game by any stretch, so I like OKC to win. I don't like Milwaukee to win this game, and I don't like their team total over. I'll look at their team total under as well.
The Thunder, one of three teams, along with the Cavs and the Celtics, to get to the 20-win benchmark already this season. As I have shared, Milwaukee using the NBA Cup after a 2-8 start to now be 14-11. So they're 3 games above 500. But OKC has just been dynamite all year long. In fact, Joe, in terms of covering numbers, the Thunder are the second best cover team in the NBA since the beginning of last season, a 58.6% ATS mark. The only team better, the Magic. Orlando is the only team at 60% or higher in terms of that cover percentage in the last year and a half in the NBA. The Bucks have not been an underdog frequently as they have started to play better basketball in this 15-game span that Milwaukee has won 12 times. Just twice a dog. They have covered in both, winning outright one time. OKC enters this game overall having won 5 consecutive, covering in all 5, a favorite in all 5. Now let's talk about those point props and the performers that you alluded to earlier. OKC certainly has that perimeter length to frustrate Damian Lillard, who has the second highest prop of 22.5 for Milwaukee. Giannis the highest for the Bucks at 30.5, but the highest number for Oklahoma City, that is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 32 and a hook. I do not remember the last time, Joe, that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander played in an NBA game without a point prop around 28.5 to 32 and a hook. He lives in this margin because of his consistency. What do you expect out of the Thunder in terms of their offensive output tonight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be led by, well, you know who, right? SGA here, 32.5 points it's acceptable, Ben, because I think it's going to be very difficult when he gets out in a transition for the Milwaukee Bucks, who are, by the way, the oldest team, I believe, right now outside of the Lakers in the NBA. So they are not going to want to run with Oklahoma City, who has one of the youngest rosters in there. So I think Hartenstein's going to be able to feast here tonight. And I do believe this could be his big shining moment here to win the cup, come out and be absolutely dominant and be at the free throw line a lot. That wouldn't shock me either.
As he was, by the way, in the semifinal victory over the Rockets on Saturday, 15 times. He made 14. He had a game-high 32 points. He had 39 a week ago in the quarterfinal matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. He has had at least 26 points in every NBA Cup game, group play, quarterfinal, semifinal so far for OKC. Are you getting a discount on Jalen Williams at 22.5? Not necessarily. He has had at least 18 in the last 2 knockout winner-go-home type games in the NBA Cup, but 20 against Houston on Saturday, 18 a week ago against the Mavericks. Did have 28 to clinch the group for OKC in group play action now 2 weeks ago against the Utah Jazz. A lot at stake tonight. It should be a very fun game. Joe, let's talk beyond the NBA Cup, right? These teams using this as a springboard. Again, the Thunder expected to be in a spot like this, but not just for an NBA Cup, but also a Western Conference crown in the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Oklahoma City, second best price to win the NBA championship behind the reigning title winners in Boston. The short favorites already to win the Western Conference title. It feels fitting, Joe, to see OKC with those short numbers.
And it should. They are one of these teams that's going to be around, Ben, well into the next decade. However, you can't get me to discount Doncic and Kyrie and Dallas again and what they're doing. Styles make fights. OKC should be the favorite. But, boy, there's a lot of basketball still to be played. Plus, the trade deadline is now open. Be very interesting to see who loads up to beat them.
Plus 175, the number for Oklahoma City. Luka Doncic and the Mavericks, as you alluded to, second shortest price at plus 550. Milwaukee 11-1 in the Eastern Conference, where it already feels like a tier of 2 between the Cavs and the Celtics. Boston already minus money at minus 110 to win the Eastern Conference title again. Joe Ranieri, as always, your services here on a Tuesday on the early line are highly appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your day.